Hello. We have Shelly Ontis with us today here in the group, and we're actually doing a podcast episode together today. She's a guest on the Wedding Pro Show podcast with me, and we thought it would be really fun to do it inside the group because we have a couple of things that I think you guys would like to see visually that you would not be able to see behind the audio only of the podcast. So this will be really fun. I'm going to even do the intro for the podcast, and you guys can kind of watch us and our process with the whole podcast episode. So I'll do the intro, and then we'll let Shelly introduce herself, and we'll show you what she has that is, she has this every year, but we'll show you the exciting stuff. So welcome to the Wedding Pro Show. I'm your host, Michelle Braswell, and I have with me today Shelly Ontis. Hi, Shelly.
Hello.
So this is Shelly's third time on the show because that's just how we roll.
Right. We just have so much business knowledge together that
we have so much together. Like, we are hardcore business BFFs. We met actually through another business group that is, we've told this story before, but it never gets old, right?
Right. No.
Through another group that was actually about creating memberships and serving your clients well. And it was just a really great group that we're still, we still have a lot of the same mutual friends in it, but we connected, I think mostly because we have the same first name. Yes. And we're like, oh yeah, we're connected. Both of our names are Michelle. And we were going to Toronto to a conference, and we just connected because we wanted to know somebody that was there already before the conference started. And we have like the same life, only I'm in St. Louis and Shelly's in Bismarck. Like, we're the same person. It's crazy.
It is. The things that'll be like, oh, I was doing this or whatever. She's like, yeah, I was too.
It's unbelievable. It's like, look at our shirts even.
I know. Sure thinking. And I gave you your earrings at your...
That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So we get together and have a mastermind together every year. We call it Execute. We've done it one year we did it twice, I think, or maybe
in
1 year.
Yep. We did it twice 1 year. So yeah.
One time. We use Marco Polo every single day, sometimes not on the weekends, but sometimes. And we use it a lot. So if you haven't ever used Marco Polo, look that up. But today we are talking about, you know what, Shelly, do a little brief introduction on yourself.
Okay. So I am in Bismarck, North Dakota, like you said, and I have been an entrepreneur this week, or maybe it was last week, marks 25 years. So I have been a graphic designer helping people marketing their brand in person, online. I started before online was a thing, and then switched when we met at this membership conference in Toronto in 2018. I had joined that because I was promoting, if you're watching this on the video, at We Can Make That, which is a DIY website, and kind of trying to mesh my day job being the designer for local clients and marketing coach, and then being the SVG, the digital crafting designer at We Can Make That, trying to mesh them together and getting organized is what brought us to today's podcast.
Yeah, every day it's like a new thing online. Every single day. It was no joke to get into back then. Like, I think 2020 really made everybody a lot more aware of Zoom and video and all the things that we were doing in 2018 that people didn't really understand. So it's definitely changed a lot since we did that.
And then with the saturation of people out there, it's caused us to be more diligent, more streamlined with what we're doing and why we're doing it.
True.
And that is kind of the basis behind the planner, which we're on here to talk about today.
Yeah, it's the end of October. There's only 2 more months left in 2021. Mm-hmm. Isn't that insane?
Right. So
it's planner season. Like, it's time to choose your planner. I already have my 2022, and I will show it to you. And I won't show it to you, Shelly. You've seen it.
And if you're on here on the podcast, you have to get in her free group, and then you can watch today's video so that you can see.
Yeah, we're filming today live in the Facebook group, the Wedding Vendors community, but also, Shelly, we're going to put it in. Are we going to put it in your group or on your YouTube?
I think we're put it on YouTube too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have Shelly hang with this till the end, and Shelly will give her information, and then we'll put links in the show notes too, and in the comment section of the Facebook group, and you can find her and this in all the places. So tell us what about the planner.
So the marketing planner for entrepreneurs is a monthly and a daily and a weekly view planner. So I have to put a little sticker on mine so I know which one's mine on my desk.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Otherwise I might mail somebody mine that has like everybody's birthdays written in it.
Have you already filled yours up for 2022?
I've done a couple things in there and I thought I better mark it so I don't accidentally mail it out. But
the only thing I've done in mine is, I will do a tour of the planner, but you can get these. These are
pockets.
An add-on, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So I always add on the pocket. It's great. It's great to have a pocket that sticks, so you get to stick it wherever you want. I like it in the front cover. And then there's also a pocket for your business cards, which I haven't put any in yet. But on my 2021, I had a business card, my old ones.
Yeah, this is this year's, and I put mine on the inside, and I just put the business card one right on top of the pocket.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of the sticker ones, is you can put them wherever you want.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I've done in my planner for 2022, but I will be filling it up very soon.
Right, because it'll be here before we know it. And with shipping going on, but it's crazy what it's already taking extra time for shipping.
Time and shipping costs are going up all the time. So it's definitely, you need to be getting your planners right now. And also Shelly is speaking you have 2 speaking events, right?
At the Pinners Conference.
Pinners Conference. Tell us, when is it?
It's November 11th and 12th, and it's in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I'm going to have a booth with the planner and then with the digital files from the crafting stuff behind me.
So if you are watching this or listening to it and you're loving the planner, we'll show you a little bit more about the planner still. But if you're loving the planner, she's possibly going to sell out of those in November at the show. So get on them, and we have some specials for you on that I will put the links for. So Shelly, tell us about it.
Yes. So it starts out with, you've got to post on your social media. You're probably doing some Pinterest, and maybe you've got a website that you're trying to manage, put content on there, blog posts on there, maybe podcasts on there. And how do you keep them all together? How do you understand, like, what are we doing today? A lot of us are just posting on our social media because somebody told us to post on our social media. So how do we turn this into a path, into a marketing plan when you're not a marketing guru? So what the planner does is there are prompts. Let me flip to a monthly view, and then I'll talk through it if you're just listening on the podcast. So the monthly view gives you the whole month, obviously, at one view. And then down at the bottom here, there's a spot to track your stats. Because as you get through the month and you're doing your Facebook posts and your Instagram posts and, pinning, and you're doing reels and lives and all those things, at the end of the month, you want to be able to go back and look and say, okay, I did all this work. Where is it showing up? Because if you can't make decisions based on emotions and how many people actually like that post, but if you can go back and look at your engagement and then sales or bookings, it's going to help you grow a lot faster. So that's what the view for the monthly is. And this probably is more of a marketing, of a space to keep track of your marketing more so than your maybe appointments or wedding bookings and those kind of things. And then down on the bottom too, there's a couple business tasks. So if you're doing anything with affiliate marketing or lives or sending out email campaigns, it gives you reminders to go in and add that content. And when you get the planner, it'll send you a series of a few emails. And one of the first ones talks about how you organize this out. And I like to call that a CEO date. So once a month, I sit down and then I can plan in about 45 minutes, which is going to be my content topics over my social media for the next few months. Okay. And then when you turn the page.
It's important meeting all month.
Right.
For real.
It's best. It's more fun. And then I usually do it out of my office. So that's why I think it's fun, because I usually go to my favorite restaurant, order my favorite food. And I always joke, I sometimes put earpods in earbuds in, and then I don't actually have them connected to anything, but then it makes the friendly people around me not interrupt my my zone.
You have to use the corded ones whenever that's your goal.
Yeah, right. I have way too much hair, otherwise I'd never see them. I'd be like this. Push my hair out of the way. Sorry. Okay, so you got your monthly view, and then there's also a note page, so you can keep track of a few notes, and each of the note pages in the monthly views are different. And then when you turn
pages,
yes,
I really do love those. Yeah, the note
to
pages.
organize those new thoughts, and then the next page is your weekly view. So this is Monday through Friday, and then if you turn it over, there's Saturday and Sunday full days for the wedding pros.
You guys, that's huge, right? Like, you know, as a wedding pro, to have a full Saturday and Sunday in a planner is so rare to find. Like, you never find that in a planner, very rarely. Shelly and I always brainstorm, like, what needs to change in the planner every year. I'm like, don't take out the full Saturday and Sunday. She never will, I'm sure. But and it even goes to 8 p.m. So
yes, and then there is room if you need later. So there's some note space at the bottom. So if you do things at 9, 10 o'clock, then you've got room for it on there. But on that Saturday, Sunday page, this is about the size of a notebook, just a regular school notebook. It's a little bit thicker, way better paper.
Yeah, the paper is so, let's not gloss over that. The paper is so smooth. It feels so good. And it really is fun to write in because the paper is so smooth. And the coil binding lets it lay flat or fold over. Over. So
makes it easy to take places or keep open on your desk if you don't have a lot of room, or shove in your bag or whatever. And then the paper is actually kind of a silky, it's called tear-proof paper, which we added last year. So I kind of joke because it was tear-proof paper because they're spelled the same. But so every time I typed it in 2020, I'm like, yeah, this is totally tear-proof paper.
All right, exactly.
So, somebody else that buys the planner every year calls it her latte-proof paper because she spilled her latte on it one year and it just wiped right off.
That's awesome. Remember the 2019 one? I remember I spilled my coffee on, and I loved it because it was just like getting a little bit rattier, and I just like love those coffee spots that happen on it because it makes it feel like
this is used, right? Yeah. This is a planner that you're going to use, and you're going to use it because you're going to use it for a couple weeks when you first start out. You're excited about it, and then you're going to see the difference in your business because it's going to keep you on track. And that's what this Saturday, Sunday page is. It is your weekly marketing tasks for success. So these are things. There's a spot for a little weekly goal. Sometimes I would just write eat peanut butter cups in there. Yeah. And then
you got to cross, have something to cross off.
Right. And then there's a little section for, actual business stuff, which is your live schedules. And these could be your YouTubes, your TikToks, your Reels, whatever, however you want to use these headings. They're kind of generic. You need to make them fit your business. But so your lives, or maybe your Facebook lives in your groups, whatever it might be. And then there's a spot for email campaigns. And then a spot for marketing. So if you've done some things, you've done some podcasts, you've done some opt-ins, maybe you're a wedding photographer and you have a little sheet so that people can grab your best poses or outfits to wear at your engagement shoot, whatever it might be, then you can remarket those things and in a strategic way so that your customers understand what you're talking about and kind of take them through the path. And then it helps you remember to go out and talk about the things you've done. And then there's some note space on there, as well as the quick little bugs for the monthly views of the current month and the next month. So that's kind of the basis of it, but keeping on track with the things that are in there. I'm going to tell your story again, Michelle. So when we first started, and I'm like, this feels like a really good idea. Will you test this out? So Michelle started using it when she was servicing brides on her Facebook page. And I think it was 4 months.
Yeah, it was a very short amount of time.
Maybe it was even 3 or 4. And then, so she started using it, using the prompts, and you don't even have to use every single one of them, but just do your best to use as many as you can. And within just those few months, she ended up having 100 times the engagement on her Facebook page as she did when she first got it. So it keeps you consistent. And then
consistency is everything. Yeah. And having just the plan, like the topics go together and everything is cohesive. And I think that's really what made everything really grow.
Right. So if you're planning, Yeah. So if you're planning any kind of launch or any kind of connection with your audience, whether it's, about to be engagement season or it's engagement season or whatever it may be, then you can put those things in there that you want to remember to tell them. So if you look at your monthly view and you think, I have to come up with, you're doing weekly emails. So I come up with 4, and then you're going live or doing reels. And, if you just have to pick that small amount and put some topics in there, then when it's time to go live or do that blog post or send that email, I say this all the time, our brains are made for ideas, not storage. So if you have to remember what you did last week and what you're going to send out next week, you're going to drive yourself crazy and feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. This is your brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And a lot of people say I'm one who has to write it down. I think a lot of us creative brains work that way. And then brains are made for ideas, not storage. So I know it's Tuesday and I know I have to send out my email, but I forgot it was Tuesday for this hour. And so I always set reminders on my phone for some of those important tasks. Check my Etsy store today, make sure I have a blog post going up tomorrow, those kind of things.
Yeah, they work well together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Shelly, you know what? Let's put a link up to it. Hold on. So here's the link to it. And I will also put this in the comment section here in the group. But you want to go to wecanmakethat.me/planner. And then we have a free shipping code for you. So that's huge, especially right now. And that are the all caps required? Probably.
I don't think so.
No. Well, let's say it's all caps WTV
Yes.
and then PRO !ship. But I will have that in the show notes and also in the comment section here on the Facebook video of our podcast. And you can go there to get your planner. Seriously, it probably is going to sell out in November. So really do get that. It would make really good Christmas gifts for your business friends, your business BFFs like Shelly and I. And like I have a friend that's here in our building who is not even an entrepreneur and she loves it. Like she looked at it and loved it and I just keep passing it around. So it's really good. And we talk about marketing a lot and marketing can be something that feels really obscure and just having that tracking feature in there, it's great to know, like it's everything to know what your marketing is doing and where it's coming from. And
right. And it definitely keeps you, they say with social media and promoting yourself, the online space is busy, but it doesn't mean that you have to get lost. And how you're going to stay ahead of the game is by putting yourself out there, putting your content out there, showing up. If you show up, if you build it, they won't come. But if you show up, they'll hear you.
Yeah, it's just that consistency that just keeps building your audience, and that's what keeps your bookings coming in, and it really is important.
Yeah, the algorithms like that, so that keeps you more on track as well.
Yeah, feeding the algorithm, like this thing, if you want to feed the algorithm, feed it with your planner. That's what made my page grow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it does all the thinking for you. So you just get to fill in the blank with the thing that you know. It's, booking those wedding shoots or those DJ gigs or.
Yeah. I mean, you sit down and think about it. We do it yearly. Shelly and I do it together and plan out, just you're sitting down, you're focused. January is a great time to really plan your content because you're thinking about everything is fresh, and we repurpose year after year, which is great. Speaking of fresh content, and we just put like a new spin on it. So you're not reinventing the wheel, especially whenever you get the planner to plug it into. Like we'll sit down and I have my index cards right here. So we'll take index cards and just dump every, like Shelly said, she does 4. What'd you say? You do 4 topics?
Yep, I do 4. Yep, 4 new files, 4 blog posts, and then we do 4 emails.
And then you can take those topics and break those out into daily, break it down even further, and then that's your posts on social media, and you've got your check boxes in your planner, and you sit down and you think about that one time, and then you have your CEO date with yourself once a month. And then when you're on the run and you're going crazy and you've got your weddings and your kids and all your things, then your planner's doing your work for you.
Right. It keeps you organized.
Natively too, which the algorithm loves.
Right. Yeah. So you can do both. You can work ahead or just do it on the fly. Well, then you know what yesterday's post was and what tomorrow's post is about. And if you have something come up that totally fits in, and just add that extra bonus in to the
They're
algorithms.
bonuses. Yeah. It's so freeing to have it written down and out of your brain.
Right. I was just having a coffee with an author and life coaches yesterday, and they loved it too. So they said we can organize our podcast, we can organize our book promos, and it all fits together in one little planner. And then I pointed out that next year, because they're writing more books, they can just keep these as kind of almost manuals. So they're marketing manuals. So then they pull that out from last year, and when they're doing, next November marketing, they can see what they did, and then they're going to look at their stats, and then they've paid attention for the last 12 months, so then they're going to be able to make the adjustments to fit whatever new algorithm.
They can see what works and what doesn't. I do the same thing. I brought mine so you guys could see them, like how far back they go, but it is like a manual from year to year. Like you do, I had a 2019, and then we had this 2021 that says this is my year for success. 2020, so that's a good one.
Right.
But it just rolls over, and it becomes that the next year's manual for what worked the best and what didn't. It just keeps tweaking year after year. And the 2021 one, this is the one for this year. It looks like a geode. It's so pretty. And it says create your own success. And then we got 2022 that we're all ready to take on. So we know as wedding pros, we are filling 2022. You should have 2022 if you've been in business for a minute. There's stuff to write down in your planner already.
Mm-hmm. It's coming.
Yep. Coming for you. And there's also, Shelly, there's the next, so there inside the back cover, there's 2023. So you can even be thinking forward to that. And you could just like have your 2023 dates that are already booked circled in the back of the planner. So it's cool. Shelly, tell us all the places we can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram at iDesign by Shelly, and Shelly is CHELLY. And then the planner you can find at, like you said, we can make that.me, and the planner buttons and pictures are all over, so you can't miss it. And then, on Facebook, there is the Entrepreneur Planner, the marketing planner for entrepreneurs,
and you're doing YouTube more and more all the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's under We Can Make That, the channel.
And Pinterest, Shelly's Pinterest is awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Huge and really good. What are you on Pinterest?
Yeah, We Can Make That, me. Yep.
Okay. Thought so. That's amazing. Oh, our hot tip. So every podcast, we try to do it on live videos too, but every podcast we do a hot tip. My hot tip for you today is get yourself a business BFF to do life with, like I have with Shelly. And I know some of our vendor circle members already have their business BFFs and are making friends. Isn't that so fun that they're making friends inside there and they're working at each other's weddings, and it's just amazing. So if you want to jump in there right now, you can sign up for it for only $5 for the first 30 days. And that $5 goes toward one of our members' charities that she founded. So it's a win-win for sure. And then also a hot tip. I mean, Shelly's hot tip maybe is order your planner. I have that on hot tips too. Get your planner ordered, seriously.
Great. You're going to want to get in there quick before. I really do think it's going to sell out next month. And I think that's going to be a problem for some people. So grab your copy, and you can get free shipping right now. So it's a great deal.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, thank you so much, Shelly, for being here. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And we always end our podcast with where we learn, grow, and connect together. And we will see you next time.